They're needing that quad one win. They can have that opportunity here today for Coach Mox. As you can tell, she is now in her 4th season here as the head coach of this Virginia Cavaliers side. And then for the Fighting Irish, it is Coach Ivy on the other end. 6th season as the head coach for Notre Dame. As you can tell, a great program that she has built in South Bend, Indiana. 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances. Try to make it 5 in a row here in 2026.
Out ready for the tip-off. I mean, can't you just feel the energy in the building? I mean, these two teams, it's really big. It's, again, the best time of the year. Both teams are peaking. This is the time where, you know, a lot can be decided, or at least begin to be decided in games just like this.
And we're off and underway. Virginia wins the opening tip. See the Cavaliers on your screen. 8-4 in conference play. Notre Dame 7-5. Amanze inside. And now Smith. This is their first attempt there, and a rebound for Notre Dame coming the other end. Starting 5 here for the Fighting Irish today. Not much changes for this team. They don't go too deep into their bench, Crystal, but they got a really good starting unit.
Yeah, they've got a good set here. I mean, she had a heck of a game against Wake Forest. She put up 22 points, had a double-double, 22 points, 12 rebounds in that game.
White drives inside and gets to go.
And that's why she's there. Gabby White in the starting lineup. I mean, for a freshman, she just doesn't have the mindset you would think for a freshman.
Here's Hidalgo. Kicks it out. And it goes.
Iyana Hidalgo with the assist. She is 3rd in the ACC with assists. We talked about her and Kymora Johnson. Kymora can drop dimes as well.
Inside, Amanze with the finish.
And there's going to be the challenge.
She'll push it up. Goes for 3. It connects.
I mean, the ice in her veins right there. Kymora Johnson did have the hand up.
Now Johnson trying to come back with it. Draws the foul. Could not get the bucket.
Notre Dame has built the proverbial highway to the danger zone into the lane. I mean, they get a majority of their points from inside the paint.
Johnson connects.
What you can expect to see is maybe some foul calls, right, and running those counts up, which can mean a lot when you think about this Notre Dame team who doesn't use a lot of players.
And a steal for the Cavaliers. Levy with the spin move. Just subbed in the game, Romy Levy. And already an instant impact for her, as Moore has another tray.
She's dangerous from out there.
Iyana Moore just shooting below 40% from behind the arc. Monte on the cut inside. One.
Strong take. It was off balance. I mean, you would expect she would not have been able to come out with that, but a soft kiss off the glass and she's going to the line.
She also has about 6.5 rebounds per game, so she could do it for both ends. And she completes the 3-point play. And on the other end, she can get another one, splashes it home.
And she's putting it on that show right now.
Clark into the lane, kicks out, no one home. I don't know what Clark was looking for there, but a turnover going in Notre Dame's way. Asper kind of hesitated, and she was able to recollect her shot. Amanze just got a hand on it. Kymora Johnson made a history-making bucket against Miami, where she is now the single-season 3-point made leader and on the doorstep there of 200.
Yeah, she's kind of the driving force behind Virginia's offensive fluidity. She and her team lead the conference in assists, and she does a lot for her team to kind of keep that offense going.
And Smith connects there on the mid-range jumper.
They're coming into this game, right? You know, a lot of the points from Notre Dame come from in the paint, so those block shots or those shot blockers are going to be something they have to pay attention to. They have to find ways around it.
And a 3-second violation. White whips one inside to Smith, who gets it to go.
Tough defense by the Irish down there on the block. Samaya was down in the danger zone that we talked about, but she couldn't make it count.
Oh, and a foul call there.
And that's a great pairing, right? When you're a player that likes to get to the lane, draw that contact, finish a shot, and to be able to get those and ones, that's great for her to have that shooting percentage.
And Smith inside. And a foul is called. I believe it's a charge. And now inside, the left-hand finish couldn't go. That was Bransford. And about a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. But Gabby White, coast to coast. Hidalgo with it. Game clock down to 3. DeJesus finds the open Bransford, who lays it in right before the horn. And that puts Notre Dame up by 1 in our first 10 minutes of action of this battle between Notre Dame and Virginia. 18-17 our lead. Fighting Irish up by 1.
Yeah, and these teams have been battling back and forth. Everything you would expect to see of these two teams. If you look at them on the ACC rankings, they're just behind each other. Getting it done. We talked about how important the paint is, and so they're finding a way to do it again. Coach Ivey, I think, has done a good job with the high-low, trying to beat it that way. And once they get that going, if they're able to get that going, then they can be dangerous.
Johnson on the elbow jumper. Hidalgo thinking about it. And now into the paint. A wild shot. And she's fouled.
Teams can get in trouble because she gets in there. First of all, you see Hannah Hidalgo in your lane. That's dangerous, right? So then people will panic, and then they start swinging, and she gets to the line.
You can see, look at the numbers right there of what she's just able to do on both ends. You alluded to in the pregame about how great she can just at both ends of the floor. Johnson directing the traffic. That's that screen from Amanze. Clark with it now. Shot clock underneath 5. And Clark
bailed her out on that play, right? Because she didn't have a great look. She had like 3 players in front of her, but they fouled her on that, and it sent her to the line.
And she connects there from the free throw line. And she goes 1 for 2. Now Virginia shoots roughly around 69% from the free throw line. That is 12th in the ACC. On the other end, a good rebound there from Johnson. White inside to Weimer. Amanze squares up and connects. 2-point lead for the Cavaliers. Hidalgo tries to feed it inside. And here comes the double team. And a wild pass that goes out of bounds.
The two of them fighting down there on the block. And we asked, like you said, asked Coach Ivey before the game what pressure that was going to put on their post players. And definitely that pressure's there. They're going to have to step up.
Amanze. Gives it back to Clark. You tell Amanze they want to feed it to her down low. And it's worked so well. 3 for 3 from the floor. And Clark from 3, and buries it. Oh, it's a rare Virginia 3-point attempt, but it works for them on this end of the floor. And Hidalgo trying to come back the other way. Sanchez on a 3, and she swishes that one home.
Much needed 3 for the Irish.
Virginia offense, look at that. Amanze mossing her defender and getting the layup to go on down. Look at this one. This is called a high point pass right there. Amanze reaches up and gets it. An aggressive move down low for her.
Even with the defender's hand on the ball, she still was able to put the 2 points in, and she's on the line for the and 1.
She could not finish a 3-point play. Still perfect from the floor.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of her. But that 15-footer, exactly what Hannah usually likes to get. She's not able to knock it down, frustrated with herself, of course.
And Levy steps into a 3. Smith brings down the offensive board. Every offensive rebound is huge for the Cavaliers to get all the possessions that they can. Johnson draws the contact.
And if you make a play on the ball, you're going to end up fouling them.
And Johnson connects on the first free throw. We have one more gymnastics meet. It's the Back Road rivalry between 12th ranked North Carolina and number 22 NC State. Virginia is a good team and record-wise when they're leading after the opening 20 minutes, 15-1, and right now they're trying to hold on to this 2-possession lead. As there's a shot and a foul as it got the hand up Ransford. knee injury. She returned a week ago against Stanford. So great to see Bransford back out there on the floor, and I could see 2 for 2. But it's always great to have those key additions back into your rotation, especially with the final month of conference play. Johnson hits the brakes, and a smart bucket for her. Dangerous pass inside. Bransford has it. Hidalgo with a floater, and she's fouled. And Hidalgo with a perfect free throw. Good start from the line here for Hidalgo. And another perfect trip, 2 for 2.
She got the hand in there, but she did not come away with the ball. She got the foul.
Virginia penetrates there from Clark, and she gets the lift to go on down. Another N1 opportunity for the Cavaliers.
With free throws, if she's able to knock them down.
And Clark does so. See you. She averages about 9 points per game. Haven't mentioned her too much here today, but it could be players like that that could help out Notre Dame in the second half.
Yeah, and it's going to take multiple players to make this effort a good one for Notre Dame.
And Levy strips it right back for Virginia. Shot clock got a full 30-second reset, so time here for Virginia to work with it. And there's Johnson. A long rebound. Smith kicks it right back out to Johnson. Big offensive rebound here in the second quarter. And Johnson with a splash in the mid-range. And a timeout here for Coach Ivey.
Virginia has been forcing turnovers. Notre Dame already with 12, which is uncharacteristic for the most part for them.
Hidalgo quickly attacking, and she's fouled on the attempt. Amanze, the only one with multiple fouls with 2, but she's on the bench right now for the Cavaliers. But if Hidalgo continues to play like this, it's going to be tough for Virginia really to defend against her. And 0 for 2 for Hidalgo. Well, Notre Dame was a perfect 8 for 8 before those 2 misses from Hidalgo. And a spin and a turnover. Hidalgo with the open court, and she'll lay it in for the easy 2.
And that's what she's good at. You see her staring down the ball handler. I mean, you really have to be aware and have that ball nice and low when you're dribbling. Keep your body between her and the ball if you're going to do it.
Cavaliers looking for the last great shot of this half. And Levy with an N1 opportunity. Now Levy to the line, 75% free throw shooter. Second personal foul on Hidalgo right before the end of the half, and Levy completes a 3-point play. Notre Dame going to try to push here. Less than 6 seconds left. Hidalgo steps into it at the horn. It's short, and that brings her into the first half. 39-31 for Virginia.
On the other side of things, we talk about turnovers. Virginia has forced quite a few turnovers against Notre Dame and just surround the ball.
Yeah, Notre Dame only had 7 field goal attempts in our second quarter after having 16 in the first. So credit that Virginia defense for not giving them many opportunities. So underway here in second half action. Virginia, when they lead at the break this year, they are 15-1. And a good lead here at home, but a steal as Prosper takes it away.
Saw Kymora Johnson looking for that roll, but the bounce pass through the lane, through traffic, not always going to be your best bet.
Now dive for it in a wild pass, and this will be another turnover. And they're relatively a pretty good ball security team. They're the 3rd best in the ACC with turnovers per game, so they're not usually a sloppy team. As there's a follow-up, and Mike will love the assist on that one. 10-point lead for Virginia. They just continue to add on to this lead. And Prosper with the offensive board, but swatted away.
And it might have been the time to kick it over to your teammate there who was waiting for you. Moore was right there, kind of wide open. If you're Prosper, just to give somebody else a chance and get away from those long arms.
White spinning, and she's fouled. Abby White, like you said, got her 2nd straight start for Virginia. And she knocks in the first attempt from the line. And she makes the most of it. Not a lot of foul trouble right now for Virginia, but 4 players on the floor right now for Notre Dame have 2 personal fouls each. It's only Prosper with the 1 personal foul. To Jesus for 3. They needed that one. Nogger on her defensively as Gabby White with the double team on her. Got her a miss. Put back is in. Play from Gabby White.
All muscle there. Gabby White with the putback. She was off balance. You see her go for the shot there. Didn't go in, and then she gets her own rebound. Comes up strong through the contact and finishes the shot. Tough play.
One of the best defenders in all of the ACC.
She now has 3.
So who's going to step up right now for the Fighting Irish? Prosper, double team, nice find, the lay-in right back for Notre Dame. That's what Notre Dame needs to do, get to the free throw line. It is a good part of their team as Cowles makes the free throw. Johnson drives in. She goes up with it and makes it.
Like she wanted the foul there, which she's capable of hitting. She can hit those. She's just off right now. She hasn't had the reps in this game, but she can hit those really long shots. You almost would think she prefers them from that far out.
There's Prosper in that same corner, and she buries the triple. I mean, that's the adjustment that you were talking about there, Crystal.
Yep. A little bit of height, right? So when getting out on that corner, because they were probably, if I had to guess, if I had to look back at those plays, tough shot by Tabitha Amanze there with the spinner. If your hand doesn't go up as high, then you've still got a little bit of room, a little bit of headway to get that shot off.
Hidalgo, floater, got it. You can see a lot more green lights from behind the arc for Notre Dame here in this third quarter, especially. Johnson throws it up and got it to finish.
She wanted the foul yet again. Again, taking that contact all the way to the hole.
Hidalgo cannot respond. And under 4 minutes now here in this third quarter.
Let's see Hannah Hidalgo. She's such a competitor. She missed that shot. She's talking to herself all the way back down the court, kind of coaching herself up.
Clark splits the defenders. Got her a miss. A block. And a reset here for Virginia. Johnson for 3. Who also crossed the 1,500-point mark here in today's game. So a lot of history for Kymora Johnson today, leading all Cavaliers with 17 points and Levy with the steal. The Cavaliers in transition. Johnson again finishes. 15-point lead now for Virginia.
She's feeling it. Hannah Hidalgo is going to do what she can. Tough shot by Hannah Hidalgo to come right back and answer. She's like, oh, I'm not going to be left out of this conversation.
Johnson again.
It's very difficult to defend her. I mean, she can let him off from way out.
Notre Dame back inside. A nice 2 there for Cowles. Shot clock goes down to 8. Johnson drives in, lays it up, and it's short, but a foul is called.
They are kind of in the discussion of being on the bubble, right? But they're going to a win in a game like this can kind of grind it out in those as well. But this would be a really big win for Virginia if they're able to pull this out.
It stays on this end of the floor after the miss there.
Led Paris Clark a little bit too far, a little too high. It sailed on her in that last possession, but it was a frantic set of possessions for both teams.
Weimer lays it in. Hidalgo not on the floor right now for Notre Dame. And Prosper lost it. Johnson ahead to Levy. Perfect connection. Inside, almost taken away from Levy. Out to Moore. It was well off. And the final horn will sound. Virginia has grown their lead to 19, the biggest quarter of the day for Kymora Johnson. as the fans here in John Paul Jones Arena feeling a big win coming up for Virginia. Fourth quarter up next. And Kymora Johnson laying that one. Crystal, you had a great activity about talking about, you know, if our players on the floor today were playing at a football level, what they could be for Super Bowl Sunday.
I mean, this is what we come up with, right? I mean, it's Super Bowl Sunday. You'd have Kymora Johnson sitting there. She's a swing player. She can go either way. You've got tight ends who can run the ball and they can block for you. Then finally, you've got Hannah Hidalgo. She's got to be that lockdown corner. You send the receiver near her. You want to throw away from her side, essentially, because she's going to make that steal. And finally, we talk about Iyana Moore. She's so good on the free throw shooting. If you've got no time on the clock and you need somebody to make that shot, it's going to be Iyana Moore.
Well, Notre Dame's started well here this fourth quarter. A little mini 5-0 run. And a foul on the drive there from Paris Clark. So Paris Clark with a chance here at the free throw line. And it's good. Our next all-access, the ACC Life, is a very special one. It premieres Tuesday last year as part of the 4th annual ACC Unity Tour to experience and learn more about racial and gender equality. Prosper Wild shot. She was searching for the foul. Down by 16. And if you're Notre Dame, you got to keep Hidalgo in there. Like, you can't take her out now. You need a big surge from your offense.
I mean, it's fourth quarter. It's big girl time. You got to kind of keep her in there, and you got to trust your player. You know, I'm sure Coach Ivey's going to trust her to play smart in this game. But what that does is that's going to deter her from reaching it.
And Amanze is going to go to the line and shoot a couple. And a good one there for her. Amanze splits a trip. Hidalgo going to work for the Prosper. Inside, good finish for her. Virginia trying to put this one away here at home. And Johnson throws into the backcourt. And Clark will touch it. Over and back is the call.
Hannah Hidalgo, she's got 15 points, 4 fouls. She's already got 7 assists.
There's Moore for 3, and she splashes one home.
Get that knocked out of her hands, but they're not out of the woods yet.
Smith drives in, could not finish, and a rebound there for Moore. Well, if Notre Dame wants to get back into this game with 6 minutes left, they got to play great defense inside. Ransford almost lost it, but finds a cutting Hidalgo, who's fouled on the take. Looked like that play was almost busted in a way. She didn't really have an idea where to go, but Hidalgo knowing exactly to cut to that lane. And now she has a chance to go to the line, clock is stopped, and get a couple of points.
You know, that's what you like about her, among a million other things.
And look ahead at the best matchups on the schedule for the weekend.
She's 35% from behind the arc in general, but Amanze fell into the very capable hands of Tabitha Amanze.
And there's the 3 attempt from Levy. And another rebound there for Moore. So good defense here from Notre Dame. But almost a turnover there as Moore collects it. Hidalgo spins, cuts the defense, and is fouled.
Normally, like I said, this is an and-one situation for Hannah Hidalgo, but at the very least, what she's able to do is make them foul her and put her on the line.
Still another one on the way here. You don't have to force anything here for the Cavaliers either.
No, you really got to just take care of the ball, use a little bit of clock, make a good shot.
And it's brought in there, Coles with the board. Like in that situation, Johnson doesn't need to fire off that shot, right? Hidalgo, wild shot. Just threw it up and hit nothing but net.
Gracious. I'm telling you, the degree of difficulty on her plays is just crazy.
Had about a second to spare as we have 4 minutes left.
In the second half of what Notre Dame's got to do is right here in the half court. They've got to lock it down.
Clark throws it up, and there's the whistle. Paris Clark with a couple of big free throws here to try to just gain a little bit of breathing room now for the Cavaliers. And she misses on that front attempt. We're looking ahead at February 19th. Then the Miami Hurricanes host Stanford. So Levy heads to the bench. And here comes Notre Dame. There's the corner three to Jesus. Couldn't get the bounce. Fight for the rebound. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow with the Cavaliers. A lot more guard play on the floor now for Virginia with White back in for Levy. Amanze, she's looking. She gets it to White. Shot clock is at 5. White's going to go to work. Finds Amanze on the cut. Who finishes?
She did it, having her back on the floor, putting pressure on the defense. Gabby White.
Hidalgo. And a rebound for Clark. And maybe the best back-to-back possessions we've seen from Virginia in this fourth quarter. Getting the bucket to go in the end and then getting a defensive stop as well. White finds Clark. Clark, left-hand scoop player. And Virginia has her lead back up to 12. Hidalgo, she's got 4 Cavaliers around her, and a jump ball. They'll stay with Notre Dame.
And then was able to dump it down to her for the finish.
There's more for 3. They needed that one. White continuing to dribble, feeds it off to Amanze, who misses the layup. It was poked out of bounds, and it will go with Notre Dame. 1:59 remaining. It's the little things sometimes. Great job from Amanze in the defense. Kymora Johnson, a one-on-one the other way, and she lays it up. Hidalgo on the inbound was tipped on the pass. Prosper eventually got it to Moore. Moore goes in and she's fouled.
Look how many orange jerseys just surround them in split seconds. They are really executing what I would imagine to be Coach Mox's game plan and strategy on defense.
Now the Cavaliers are trying to get into veteran hands like Clark and Johnson. There's Clark, she lost it, and it goes in the way of Notre Dame.
Lost the handle on the way in.
So here comes Notre Dame. Hidalgo, baseline drive, wild pass. And a foul was called. So they say number 5, so it's against Coles. All right. For that, Coles will check out with her 5 personal fouls away if they can go to the free throw line and knock down some free throws here late. She has not beaten Notre Dame as her time as a head coach at UVA, but she's 55.5 seconds away from doing so, and what that will do for this Virginia team. De Jesus, Branford giving it back and forth. Hidalgo on the floater, she connects, and a timeout here for Notre Dame. It's not going to be an easy road ahead for them.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier. This is the point of the year that you look at, you look for, you plan for. Not a clear and easy road into the postseason.
And there's the foul. Notre Dame out of timeouts. Virginia with 1 remaining. And Brown much better on that second free throw from her. Still a 3-possession game. De Jesus back to Moore. Good double team there from Virginia. Hidalgo high off the glass.
Always impressive, that high bank.
Timeout. And timeout for Virginia.
And they put that to the test here in this game.
Big inbound here for Virginia. Brown gets it into Johnson, and a quick foul assist there from Branson. But Johnson will be the happy one, though, if she can knock down these free throws and pretty much tuck this one to bed.
You've been nominated for several really big awards. Point guard awards, you know, all of that Player of the Year awards. Hannah Hidalgo's racked up several herself.
Prosper inside. And that will do it here as a foul where she was feeling like, okay, missed the bucket, got to assess the quick foul. But Johnson will say thank you very much as she'll knock down. And Kymora Johnson goes 2 for 2 at the line, and the Virginia Cavaliers get back-to-back wins at home. An 81-70 win over Notre Dame. And Virginia improves to 9-4 in the ACC. Notre Dame, who has had a tough year on the road, Comes up empty here again.